How are you? What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact, and I know I look all orange when the sun comes through in the morning. But I want to talk about something that probably is pretty common that you've heard about. Maybe you don't understand why or what it means, but basically it's carb cycling or refeed days or whatever. So first of all, we'll get to the refeed day. Refeed, okay? See my finger? It's still messed up. So first of all, your body goes through a process. When you're in a caloric deficit, if you're going into a caloric deficit, maybe say your body requires 2,000 calories a day, okay? 2,000 calories a day, and you're like, I'm going to cut that down to like 1,500 or 750 so that I can start dropping weight. And then eventually, you realize, hey, I'm not losing the weight anymore. I don't know what's really going on. So the important thing that you have to remember is you have the hormone, chemical, whatever the hell it's called, inside your body called leptin that regulates burning fat and your stomachs and everything. Your stomachs, you have multiple stomachs. But the chemical leptin is actually controlling all of what is happening inside your body when you are in a caloric deficit or not in a caloric deficit. So if you're in a caloric deficit, plus you're also cutting your carbohydrates and everything like that, eventually your body's going to get to a point in which it plateaus and you see weight loss stall or slow or just not working at all, and you feel possibly run down or whatever. Now, I recommend probably at least once every week doing a refeed day. Now, this is funny because a lot of us here in Healthy Living for a Healthy Life or on One Big Impact have an issue with food, okay? They have an issue with bad foods, quantities of foods, or whether it's maybe you eat bad and then you can't bounce back or whatever. So, a couple tips for you, okay? If you are going to do a refeed day, once a week, one day, say for instance, it's on a Friday. Friday, you would go out, you would eat a bunch of carbohydrates, and I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you guys because you're low carb. You would eat a bunch of carbohydrates, you would stay away from fats, you stay away from like greasy foods or anything like that. And if you have a problem with like bad foods and stuff like that, then just avoid them, okay? Maybe you could try like pastas, you could try rice, you could try sweet potatoes. Stay away from like the ice cream, the candy, the treats, the snacks, the pizzas, stuff like that. The reason I say that is because once you taste those things, then you feel like, okay, it's time to keep going. And then if you bounce back the next day, you're like, oh, I want that pizza again. But chances are it's probably a lot easier not to say, oh, I want that potato again. No, you're doing this for a purpose rather than just a cheat day. So it's called a refeed day because you're actually refeeding your glycogen stores and your sugar and your carbohydrate store, because then no longer does your body think you're starving and adapting to your metabolism. Your metabolic system is adapting to having less food, and that's why you eventually start hitting those stalls and weight loss plateaus, because your body's like, screw you, I'm fine. I don't want to be ripped. I don't want to be buff. I don't want to be in shape. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. I want to be either fat or I want to be skinny. And I don't even like saying that word. But that's really what it is. And you have to try really hard to manipulate that situation, meaning on your end. So you say, hey, every once in a while, I'm going to dip you some carbs, some good quality whole food carbs, potatoes, like I said, rice, different things like that. And that way the leptin is like, oh crap, let's dump some leptin in there because everything's fine. He's eating again. Everything's good. And then we'll start the fat burning process again. Now, when I say that, it's going to feel very macabre mentally if you're low carb or Atkins or keto or anything like that. But it's an unfortunate reality, okay? A lot of the times you can't fight a battle without all the tools inside your chest. Now, am I saying make a free-for-all, do whatever you want for like a day, 2 days, a weekend? Absolutely not, because if you have those fat cells that are pop back like nothing. Once you refeed too much, they're just going to start literally filling back up. So don't fight your process. Keep it to a day. Possibly plan out your day. Some people count calories. When I do a refeed day, I don't count calories. I just would eat whatever I want. Just try to stay away from the fats. I'm literally methodically refilling my glycogen stores, my carbohydrate stores. I've had plenty of fat. I don't need fat. Why do you not do both? Well, because they're both a preferred energy fuel source of your body. If I eat a ton of fat and a ton of carbohydrates, I'm just going to refill my fat stores. But if I'm depleted of glycogen and carbohydrates, well, then by taking away the fat and refeeding the glycogen stores, then I'm just like swelling up, and meaning swelling up, like filling out my muscles and everything. I'm like a big sponge for that glycogen. So I will continue to be able to burn fat starting the next day again. And that's like something that you should really, really think about trying. It's good for your mental state. It's good for not thinking that you have to be away from those things. You guys, the more I learn, the more I'm trying to pass on to you. Please use this in a positive way. If you've used refeed days successfully, put some information below. Put what you've done below. I would love to see what you guys do. I would say in the beginning, if you're not seeing weight loss stalls, maybe go out a few weeks. But if you're regularly on track, I'd say once a week would probably be a good way to refill those stores. Flip back the next day and then continue on with your journey. You guys, be stronger than your excuses. Happy 4th of July. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. Stay the freak on track and have an awesome, awesome holiday. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a beautiful day. Oh, if you're new here, please check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. Peace.